Hello, everyone. I've been asked to illustrate how to do question 11 from the quiz in Excel for Mac. So here you can see my Mac screen with Excel up. So I'm going to walk through step by step question 11. So question 11 said, calculate the standardized value of each of the non-missing observations in the Gainesville PUMS data set, household income variable. That's important, household income variable. Based on the standardized values, how many of the observations exceed a standardized value of plus 2.0 and could be considered outliers? So the first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to get that CSV file loaded. I have mine on my desktop. I'm just going to double click that file. That opens it, unfortunately, in numbers. I don't want numbers. So I'm going to right click that file and open with Excel. And it opened here. Now we've got the entire table. So first thing we're going to want to do is filter. And we're going to filter on, let's do Control F and we'll find HINCP. And that is the household income variable. And the way I knew that was if I went to here, the data dictionary, I do Control F, and inside here I do Control F, find household income, and then I search for it. That one is gross rentage, it's percentage of household income. There it is, HINCP. And it tells you that this is a numeric variable and there's different values. So we're going to use that. We'll go here, and we've done this before. There are two ways you could do it. You could do it with a pivot table, or you could just use the filter and then deselect blanks. And now you've got all of those household income variables right there. We'll just scroll down and see how. If you then want to select these by holding your left mouse button down and going to the very end of the variables. Slow way to do it, but you could definitely do it this way. And then let go. You've selected all of them. Copy. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to paste. And now let's see how many we have. We're going to do Control Shift down. Oops. And it looks like there's 575 different observations. And we'll go Control Shift up right now. If you go Control down, oops, Control Shift down, on the Mac it's Command down, it's Control Shift down on the Windows, you can get underneath that column, and this is where you would do equals average. And then you'd select A2 to A576, just like that. Close it. That's the average. And then you'd want to equal standard STD. You could do it like this. It might be easier to just look at this function. We're going to go to standard deviation, STD, and then we're going to scroll down to this one that's standard deviation for the sample and insert the function. And Now all it needs is the A2 to A576, just like that. So that gives us the standard deviation. We're going to put right here, just so we remember, average or mean standard deviation. Okay, so now we have the two things that we need. One's on A578 and the other is on 579. So now we're going to go to the top with option I just did command up, and now we're going to do the standardized column. And here we're going to use the function standardize. And then what we need to do, the first thing you're going to need to do is tell it X, that's the A2. Then we've got to tell it the mean. I'm going to get rid of this formula builder. I'm just scrolling down to the bottom of the 575. It's not too far. I'm going to select here. And one thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to drag this formula in a minute, is I'm going to put a $sign right here. That keeps the formula from moving off of cell A578. And then I'm going to select the standard deviation and do the same thing, put a $sign right there. That'll keep it from moving as I drag the formula down. Then I close the parentheses, click enter, and up at the top where we just did it, we now have the standardized value of 65,000, which is really close to the average, so it's not a very large number. Then I'm holding the left mouse button down and I'm just copying all the way down to the end. It's going to take me a minute to get that far, since there's 570 something observations. And I leave it like that. Now the question asks, so now I have standardized values for all of the observations. Now the question asks, like, what was the largest ones that were larger than plus 2.0? So next, I would sort from largest to smallest. And now the large standardized values are here. So I just select down to 2. So all of these are above 2, and then the row 21 is below that. So what you can see is when I select down to here, you can see down in the right here, there are 19 of those that are above 2 standard deviations away from the mean. And that is the correct answer to question 11. Hopefully this was useful to you, and if not, then come see me during office hours. Talk to you later. Bye.